My dear friends, my name is Jacob Fiveash, and welcome to Uncaged Zootours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate you hitting the like, subscribe, and bell icons to join me on my tours. Today, we're going back to the Houston Zoo. So far, we have visited South America's Pantanal, which is home to howler monkeys, giant otters, rheas, capybaras, an anaconda, and even a jaguar cub. Our next tour is at the Carruth Natural Encounters. This exhibit opened in 1962 as the Small Mammal House, and then was renamed to Carruth Natural Encounters in 2004. It has a lot of variety in species and many ambassador animals. Ambassador animals are zoo animals that cannot be released into the wild and are used to educate the public about their species. After more than 60 memorable years, Carruth Natural Encounters closed permanently on March 23, 2025, due to the building's aging infrastructure, which no longer met the animals' needs or the high expectations for guests. Due to the fact it closed permanently, many of the exhibit's animals were either transferred to either other parts of the Houston Zoo or other zoos or rehabilitation centers across the United States. Because this exhibit closed permanently, I will be referring to my experiences in past tense, but the facts will be in present tense. Let's begin. The first exhibit contained a mob of slender-tailed meerkats. These were the first animals that I encountered. Meerkats are a kind of mongoose, not cats. While digging, meerkats have a special membrane around their eyes and may close their ears to keep sand out of their faces. While they can dig their own burrows, meerkats might share their burrows with other small mammals, like Cape ground squirrels, yellow mongooses, and African pygmy mice. Like a cheetah, meerkats have dark markings around their eyes that help them see better in the hot sun. I wasn't sure if any of these meerkats were on sentry duty, but there were no predators around. But if you want to learn more about meerkats, please refer to my Small Mammal House at the Smithsonian National Zoo tour. The next exhibit had a keeper chat with Zoe the tamandua, one of the ambassador animals. Tamanduas are also known as lesser anteaters because they're smaller than the giant anteater. Even though their mouth is the size of a pencil eraser, tamanduas can eat up to 9,000 ants in the wild. They have 4 toes on their feet, with the third one having an extra long claw. To avoid scratching themselves, tamanduas walk on the outside edges of their feet. The first indoor exhibit had an Australian lungfish. An Australian lungfish can live 20 to 25 years, but the oldest lungfish in the world was Grandad, who lived for 109 years at the Shed Aquarium and broke the world record of being the oldest aquarium fish. Unlike other lungfish species, the Australian lungfish only has one lung. When the lungfish empties and refills its lung, it sounds like a strong blast of air. But depending on the conditions, Australian lungfish mainly breathe using their gills. Following that were some Asian small-clawed otters. Like their name implies, Asian small-clawed otters have short claws that help them dig through mud and sand and eat mollusks, frogs, fish, and crustaceans. Unlike other otter species, they prefer to hang out on land instead of the water. The next exhibit contained an Indian star tortoise and some white-faced sakis, including a baby. Thanks to their powerful canine teeth, white-faced sakis can crack open the hard shells of nuts. They also spend their entire lives in the trees, and will leap 33 feet in a single bound to escape predators. I also got to see a white-throated monitor lizard, several black pacu, a red-tailed catfish, and a white-blotched river stingray. There was also a pair of prehensile-tailed porcupines in the only nocturnal exhibit. Like other porcupines, a baby prehensile-tailed porcupine is called a porcupet. Porcupets are born with reddish-orange fur and soft quills. The quills harden within a few days, and the porcupines will lose their reddish-orange fur as they grow up. Contrary to popular belief, porcupines don't shoot their quills. Instead, the quills will detach when a predator touches them. Then there were naked mole rats, a collared lizard, and Damaraland mole rats, the latter of which were transferred to the Bronx Zoo. Then there were some moon jellies. Moon jellies don't have a heart, brain, or eyes. Moon jellies are 95% water, but the other 5% consist of a special mouth and digestive system that helps them eat tiny animals called zooplankton. The final exhibit was a coral reef that had clownfish and their anemone buddies. Clownfish are all born male, but will become female in order to survive. Usually, the dominant male swaps genders when a female dies or leaves. While clownfish are friends with anemones, they aren't immune to the anemone's stinging cells, but both species benefit from having mutualism, a type of symbiosis. While the anemone uses its stinging cells to scare predators away, the clownfish keeps its friend clean by eating parasites and disease. But we're not done yet. I filmed the Carruth Natural Encounters on the last day it was open, and in its final hours, the Houston Zoo gave us a special surprise. The keepers brought out a bunch of ambassador animals to give the building a true goodbye. These animals are trained to interact with humans and play a crucial role in fostering empathy and understanding for wildlife. First was Blondie, the Chilean rose-haired tarantula. These spiders are very calm, and in addition to their 8 legs, tarantulas like Blondie have 2 extra appendages called pedipalps. They act like a pair of arms, so that the tarantula can grab prey, then slurp it up like a straw. Even though they are venomous, the Chilean rose-haired tarantula's bite is almost as painful as a bee sting. Then there's Denver, a blue and gold macaw, who is really stressed out because of all the crowds of people. But there was also a green-winged macaw, who is using some enrichment. It makes their lives different, exciting, and fun. Next was a 3-banded armadillo. Out of the 21 armadillo species, the 3-banded armadillo is the only one to rely on their armor. Other armadillo species cannot roll into a ball because they have too many plates on their back to curl up. When the armadillo curls into a ball, it leaves a space open. If a predator tries to paw at it, the armadillo will slam its shell shut. Unlike other armadillo species, the armadillo doesn't dig a burrow. Instead, it finds an abandoned anteater burrow. The first ambassador reptile I saw was Rosie, a red-footed tortoise. I even got to pet her shell with 2 fingers. I saw her during feeding time eating veggies. Contrary to popular belief, tortoises can't remove their shells because it's part of their body structures. Tortoise shells are bumpier and domed compared to turtle shells. Tortoises also live longer than turtles. In this case, red-footed tortoises live for up to 50 years in captivity. There was also a gopher snake, who I also got to pet with 2 fingers. Like other snakes, gopher snakes shed their old, itchy skin as they grow. Shedding also helps get rid of parasites. A snake's new skin will grow over its old one. Then it rubs its head against a rough surface to break the old skin, then wiggles out of it. A gopher snake will shed its skin every month. There was also a ball python. Why is it called a ball python? This snake loves to slither around. When predators are nearby, they will curl themselves into a tiny ball by tucking their head into their coils. This makes it harder for predators to attack. Ball pythons are believed to be one of the longest living snakes, with some living into their 40s. Ball pythons aren't venomous, but it's best to call your doctor if the bite gets worse, but they only bite when threatened. The final ambassador animal was a chinchilla. While ball pythons are one of the longest living snakes, chinchillas are one of the longest living rodents. Chinchillas can live up to 20 years in the wild, compared to mice, who only live for about a year. These rodents live high up in the Andes Mountains and can jump up to 6 feet high. Chinchillas also prefer to take dust baths to keep their fur clean. Like a beaver, a chinchilla's teeth never stop growing. Chinchillas can also shed their fur as a defense mechanism against predators. And that's all of this sadly closed exhibit. I hope you enjoyed getting a chance to see it before it was gone, and also learned something new from the ambassador animals. If you want a hint at next week's tour, it will involve an animal that I recently showcased on my shorts. Today's question is, have you been to an exhibit that's now closed? If so, I would love to hear about it. Thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time. You're smart, creative, and kind.